Currently, women are living their lives with little or no, or should I say, rephrase that. Currently, the 21st century women, and most of them that is, seems to be living their lives without any care for the male species. No, I find it somewhat strange that women, and I've never seen a child being born of a male, so it means that children are born of females, and these females are producing both females and males, and possible dual genders. But in this process, what is certain is that it is the females that gives life or give life to the other generation, will be the males and the females. And the females seem to have little concern about adult males. And at the same time, these females are going to have male children. So I'm asking the question, so who are these male children going to get married to and have children with if the current crop of females seem to have no regard for the male, no regard for wanting to work with a male to accomplish things? It seems that these females prefer just having a male around as a Louis bag or some other bag that they can actually slid their hands into and get all their dreams fulfilled. And then that male should disappear immediately after they have actually accomplished their conquest and receive all that they so desire. Is it feminism which has actually caused all of this? Or is it that women, the new set of women, are just downright toxic squared? For the purpose of language, it will be squared toxicity. Is it, and I'm asking the question, are 21st century women just downright toxic? And therefore, males ought to be careful of these women. And if these women are toxic, then it means that maybe males need to re-examine how they're going to be treating these toxic females. Because toxicity is a clear indication of a poison. And if you're a poison, gentlemen, you need to get rid of the poison. Now, some people may argue that's a strong statement to make, Paul, and rightfully so. It is a strong statement to make. But the matter remains that toxicity will actually kill any individual, any human, any animal there is. And in keeping with that concept, one must actually find a way to reduce or eliminate toxicity, which is exactly what males need to start doing with the 21st century women. A number of these women are so toxic that when you listen to them, you really wonder where's the world going. I want you to listen to this clip and just observe for a while what these women are saying. And remember, these women are the bearers of children. And the children we're talking about are males and females. So women are bearing male children, and they do not seem to understand that their behavior is going to reach their male child at some point in time. So just watch this video for a second and see what it is I'm speaking about.
TikToks for all of you guys that I think you will all enjoy. So I've had some people send me these, others I have scouted on my own on TikTok. So stick with me until the end, because if I have to go through this, you have to go through this. So let's get started.
If you're thinking about giving a poor guy a chance just because he's nice, don't. Because he would never give us a chance just because we're nice if he didn't like how we looked. They're superficial, so we should be too. All's fair in love and war.
What a thing to say, gentlemen.
All right, guys, I am exhausted. These videos are... Now I know why I don't post on TikTok, because this is exhausting for me. Let's assume that maybe she was kidding. We can hope that she was kidding, because I don't think it's fair to manipulate anybody and only date someone because they're rich. What if they treat you like crap? But they're rich though. So it makes it okay, right? Do you know how messed up that is? Do you know how unhealthy it is to tell girls that, oh, it doesn't matter how a guy treats you as long as he's rich? So don't give...
And Gentlemen and ladies, remember it is a female that is actually speaking about the toxicity of females. And some of the things that she's actually mentioning goes clear to the heart of the problem. And one such thing is it appears as though these females do not think that their behavior means anything at all. It is just what they want and nothing more. But I'm asking the females the questions who are toxic and non toxic. Well, I like that. Toxic and non toxic. So, listen, females, this question I'm asking you: when you date a male that is wealthy and he knows that you have nothing, within the context that he knows that you are a toxic female, how do you think he's going to treat you? Remove all emotions. How do you think that this male will treat you? But let's not listen to me. Let's continue with this video.
A guy that doesn't make a ton of money a chance, that would actually treat you right and be an amazing partner and husband and dad, but give the crappy rich guy a chance because we're all being shallow here. That is horrible advice. The same way I would tell a guy, don't just date a girl based off of her looks. She's got to have something in here too, or that's going to be a long life, a long, miserable life. And guess what? Beauty does not last forever. And this also goes back to the thing, like, just because someone else does it doesn't mean that you should do it. So yeah, there are shallow people out there. There are guys out there that, wouldn't date a girl because she doesn't look good enough. But there are also girls that wouldn't date a guy because he's not 6 foot and, doesn't have a yacht. Does that make it okay? Not really. I mean, it's a preference at the end of the day. But again, we have to know the difference between standards and preferences, and stooping to a level of shallow just to be like vengeful, all is fair in love and war. I mean, it's not for me. I'd rather be with a guy who doesn't make as much money, that treats me with respect and that I have an amazing relationship with, rather than a rich guy that is an absolute jerk.
How to get out of the friend zone. Play less interested. If I'm single and just moved into a new apartment, I'm not calling the guy I like. I'm calling my friend because I know he'll do it. Now I have a built bed that I can send nudes to the guy that I actually like.
You know how they say, stop doing white shit for the fuck boy? Same rules apply here, buddy.
But also, don't be a bitch about it. Don't be saying, why don't you have so-and-so do it for you? Act like you're fucking busy. Bottom line, don't be a weirdo. How to get out of the...
Okay. Sophia is actually...
No, gentlemen and ladies, it is strange how women are behaving. It's not only that they are not thinking about their behavior and examining what are the consequences for their actions or inactions, but it's appear as though social media is always about just talk, and it's talk that does not engage the brain. I'm not sure if it is possible to speak without the engagement of the brain, but it seems as though a number of women are doing just that, talking outside of the brain, to the point where as soon as they acquire things, the man that they have is no longer relevant, but it's a new man. So I'm going to ask a question. So those men who are wealthy, and within almost all societies in the world, so about 20% of the men who are wealthy. So if 20% of the men who are wealthy are having these women pine over them, it must mean that these wealthy men are multiple women. And these beautiful women who want these men are fully aware that these wealthy men are demanded by many other women. And they don't care about that. They don't care about the time that they're unable to see this person. They're not concerned as to whether they get pregnant, they can actually use the man's name for the child. They are not concerned whether they will get an STD and what does it mean. They are not concerned that these wealthy men do not see them as anything more than just toys. And toys, and I presume the toys I'm speaking about now will be the floor mat sort of toys, where as soon as you are finished, you stamp your feet on it and move on. So, what is it now that 21st century women want? just a man to actually allow them to feel like someone? Does it mean that the women before, these 21st century women, did not teach their girls how to be women? Wow, just a question. Let's continue the video.
And I've seen it happen to so many guys. One of my guy friends recently had this girl that he really liked, and she was just kind of acting weird with him. He was totally in the friend zone with her, but she was kind of hot and cold about it. But he did all this nice stuff for her, so she kept him around. She kept him at arm's length to use him.
Many of us have had difficult
You know what is
situations.
sad? It is so sad that she brought up that matter. And why it is sad? Because I see it as so sad that a male is brought in the friend zone by a female, and he knows full well that he is in the friend zone. And although he's in the friend zone, he stays there. And all that is happening to him just being used by these females. I can't
That
seem
we've
to
learned to
understand
keep secret.
21st century
My
male
desire is
anymore.
to give.
It seems
And
as
to
though
get
21st
what she
century
wanted out
male do not understand a worth, which goes back to what I was saying before in terms of the females. The females clearly have not taught their females, their children, which are their female children, to be females. And the females have not allowed the male to let the boys become men later, because a number of them do not see the value of a male. So because they do not see the value of a male, it is nothing for females to technically find innovative ways to disbar or to divide males from their fathers, because they want to be what? Sole breadwinners, and they want to feel like mommy and daddy. So they no longer need the male. So the male is now out of the male child's life. So he does not know how to be a what? Male. And he become a wimp and actually be with a female who treats him like no one, and actually title the man, we're in the friend zone. Then why are you sticking around? Why are you that inferior as a male that you let a female do you this? Let's continue with the video.
of him. And I had to like literally tell him, she is using you and manipulating you, and you have to walk away. Well, what's he do? He walks away, and now she won't leave him alone. Like clockwork. It happens every time. So again, while I didn't necessarily agree with all of her execution or the way that she says things, she's funny. We can't deny that. But also, there's a little hidden message in there that I think is true. Respect yourself and know when you need to walk away. Stop being so readily available for someone that would not do anything for you. And if you're friends with someone and you really like them and they don't feel the same way, evaluate if you can continue to be friends with them. It's okay to need time apart or need a break from this person if you really like them and you know that this is going to keep you from other opportunities with other girls. And you guys have said this so many times before, but the difference between a good guy and a simp is self-respect. So you can be a great guy, you can be a great friend and a boyfriend, but if you don't respect yourself, you're going to do things that reflect the fact that you don't respect yourself. And she said, pretend to be busy or whatever. You shouldn't even pretend to be busy. You should just have your own things going on in your life so that you're not so obsessed and fixated and getting one-itis about this girl because you have nothing else in your life going on. If you're pretending to be busy, you should actually be busy. Find things you enjoy, find your hobbies, find your passions, find your interests, pursue some things that you enjoy, and stop being so available for people.
Gentlemen, as I'm saying to you before, you are getting this information from a female, and a female is actually warning males about the new toxic females that there is. Why do you want to stay around with a female that do not like you, gentlemen? Give me the reason. Is that you have no self-respect? Is it that you had no father in your life to guide you now to be a man and how to understand who you are as that male figure, that king, that dominant species? Is it that you have been so watered down by these feminist female that you are more closer to being a female than a male? And when I say this, I do not use it in any derogatory sense. I'm talking about your mindset is such that you do not see the value of your manhood? Males, have some self-respect and some dignity about who you are. This is the end of what I want to present today. And remember, my topic is the new woman, the squared toxicity. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel as I continue to provide you trusted information. What are your views on what I had to say?